Hello everyone, Exilium here, and today I thought I'd take a quick look at the time-limited event, because there are some things you're going to want to do in this as soon as you can, as there is some things that you can do daily. So the first thing we want to take a look at, though, is why we're going to want to do this time-limited event here. Just like most Scotchy games, they have events. This one is actually really good. It's probably the best in-game event I've seen in a gacha in quite a while, because there's a lot to it, and there's actually 3 different little things in it. But the first thing is the reason you're going to want to do it is because of all the stuff you can earn in it. So the first thing you have is you will earn event currency as you're doing a lot of the challenges in here. And there's a trade shop in here where you can buy a lot of the stuff. I'm expecting that if you do the event over the course of the whole time, you should be able to buy everything out in here. It's generally how a lot of gachas work. And so the big things is you have a bunch of pulls you can get in here. You have common keys, and how common keys work is you can equip 3 of them on your TDAL units, and they give different bonuses. So these are going to be unique to this event, probably have some extra buffs there. So you're going to pretty much want to grab those every time, especially at the beginning since we're trying to build out our kits right now. Get some pulls here through the currency. They have a bunch of skins for your weapons, and so you'll probably want to get all these skins that are going to be unique to the event. And then all your leveling up gear, whether it's combat reports. So a lot of that, because we'll eventually need a lot of those down the line. Right now you may feel like you have plenty of it, but eventually you will start to run out, and you will have to either run the supply missions to get them, or you can get them here. So it makes it a lot easier. And then you have the cores here. You want to make sure you don't miss these cores, because these are a very limited item that you're not going to get too much of, and you're going to need it to get your, not your common keys, but the fixed keys that apply to your specific units. And so you want to definitely get these, because they're going to be very limited in this game. And before I forget it, you also, I forgot to mention it, but you can also get an SR unit here, Lada. And she's just someone that you'll get for free here, and then you can actually get all of her dupes, and so you can max her out in this entire event. You will see that when we go look at the little achievements for all the different events where you can get the dupes. And then you have a special gift for Allred. I'm going to get this, even though I'm not pulling for Allred, I'm going to end up getting this because I believe you can give gifts to anybody. It's just not going to be preferred by them. And so you'll get these gifts, and even if I can't give it to anyone, I'm going to get it, and if I get Allred down the line, I will have a gift to help raise their infinity, which is quite important because you want to raise their infinity for leveling your dispatch mission area. So regardless if I get her or not, I will end up getting it. It'll probably be the last thing I get in here, but I will get that. Now we go back out. That is all the stuff you can buy in the shop. There's a lot of other stuff you can get through the different events here. And so if you go into the missions, you'll have benchmarks on hazard patrol. This one has a bunch of little stuff in here. So like I said, for the SR unit that you can get in the shop, you get the unit in the shop, and then you can earn the dupes through doing all these little achievements through the map mode. So you need 30 copies of this, whatever you call this. So you get 1, 2, so 3, there's a dupe, 1, 2, 3, and then there's a dupe. And then the other ones have their own. So that's 2 dupes of it right there. Then you have some of the currency with the shop. And this shotgun, with this event, you can actually max out this SR. You can get all 5 dupes needed for it, so you want to make sure to get that. So it's a nice little shotgun for your shotgun units. And it's going to be one of the good ones for her, because she uses the shotgun as well. It's basically her shotgun. And then you also, this one has, if you complete this, you're going to get another common key. This one gives a crit rate and attack boost, so a nice little key there. And so what this event is this is kind of like a, you explore, you give yourself a buff on the first one. On the hardest difficulty, you'll give yourself a negative debuff. And then you're kind of traveling through the area. And so we'll actually go ahead and take a look at it. I'll show it normal here, so you can always just leave. So you give yourself one little buff to it. You can read the instructions on what the little buffs do. It hasn't really shown too much of a difficulty yet. But as you're walking through it, I'll just pick my units here and go in it. As you're moving around in this tile, you're trying to basically find a key that unlocks this door to go to the next level. And then when you get to the bottom level, I think on normal, it shows up here that you have 2. On the hard mode, there's been 3 levels. When you get to the bottom, you want to find the elite boss, and then you fight him, and once you beat him, you complete it. The biggest thing is how many steps you take. There are achievements that require you to have under a certain amount of steps. I know like the first hard mode one wanted you to have under 50 steps, so you need to complete this with under 50 steps. Now you have, like, as you're moving, you're going to be consuming some energy, and then like you have bosses here you have to fight throughout it, and the more steps you take, eventually you'll start taking health damage when you've gone over. So now your consumption's minus 3%, so you'll see their health over here start to drop as I move. And so you need to get like these health kits to heal yourself up. These little buffs will let you defeat bosses instantly. And these other ones will give you like buffs over here that will give you certain things after. So, and right now it hasn't been really that hard for me in these first ones. I'm going to guess as I get towards the end of these patrols, it's going to get much harder, where you're going to have to actually rely on those buffs, especially on the hard mode when you get to the back. And like I said, the big thing here is just you're getting some of that currency, you're getting the dupes for the SR unit, and you're getting the shotgun and some affinity stuff. So a lot of nice stuff in there. So that's the first event. The second event here is Wasteland Impact. So this one is, if I've never actually played Nikkei, but I have seen videos of it. It's basically a Nikkei mode where you're just sitting there and you're shooting the enemies and you're trying to kill them all within a certain amount of time. You get the SS ranking. And that's basically what gives you the currency and stuff in here. It's the same stuff as the other one. Has some affinity gear, has some dupes of Lada, has... these are the tokens that are going to actually go to the trade zone part 2. So you're going to stockpile some of those in here. This important cores that you'll get. So you'll want to basically try to get all of these achievements done. Now the nice thing is they're only wanting S that I've seen on all of these. So... if you get S at least, you should be able to unlock everything. So like on the first one, I haven't tried to push it to SS yet, but I probably will just for the completionist's sake. But you only need to get S and you should be able to unlock everything. Now these are unlocking with time, so you can't just complete it all right now. It seems like every day another one's going to open, so you just kind of push through these as time goes on. And then we have the second, or the last one here, which is going to be the Sojourners Part 1. So they haven't completely unlocked everything in this yet, but this is basically the story of the event. And this is going to be the most important thing that you're going to want to get done as soon as possible. And so you'll just push through all these missions. And this is actually where you're going to start to see some difficulty in the game. These last boss fights are quite difficult. Even though I have a full team of SSRs at this point, I have QJ, Tololo, the sniper SSR, as well as Suomi, and I still had to manual this. So at this point, this is when you're actually starting to have to play the game without being able to just turn on auto, especially if you re-rolled really good units. But once you get past that, you will unlock this hard mode. And this is something that you're going to do daily, because there's a little currency up here, these halting vouchers. You'll have, it says, you can be used to attempt the hard mode stages, gains 3 tickets during each day of the event. Up to 6 can be held at one time. So you can only store 6 at a time. And so if the later you get to this, you're just going to come into 6 tickets. You want to make sure you're at least using 3 of them every day so that you'll gain 3 the next day. And the reason you want to do that is once you beat this, you have the ability to auto it real quick, and you get the currency for the shop in it. And so this is going to basically be the currency that you're using to buy all those goods in the shop. And you don't need to beat it all. Like the last one here is level 36 on that same boss. I haven't tried pushing it yet, but when you look at the battle rewards for doing the auto, it's the same on every single one of them, a 560. So there'll be no reason to actually run it again or push farther. The only reason you want to push all of them is because there are exclusive first-time rewards that you want to get right off the bat. But after you've run it, then you just need to auto 3 of them and you'll get the currency. But this is the most important one. You just want to push through that so you can at least unlock the first one and beat the first one, and then you can just auto it 3 times a day. So that's the most important part there. And so after you get that, there is going to be some more challenge modes that look to be coming here in the future, as well as a second part to the story. So that's all coming up. It's going to just be more of the same. And then you just kind of finish up the shop. And eventually, once you've completed everything and you've cleared out the shop, I'm going to guess there's a nice buffer in here because they don't expect people to be able to get to this point this quickly. if you weren't someone that just put a whole day into grinding your way up to level 20 to unlock it. So there's probably a buffer, but you should be able to get all this if you get to this part within a week or so. I'm guessing you'll be able to get everything. But yeah, that is pretty much the event. It's quite fun. The story is actually pretty good. It has a lot of good cutscenes to it. I can definitely tell why they changed it from the original Girls Frontline 2, because from what I understand, the event in the first release event they had in the CN version was not that good, and this was like the first big one they released to kind of show or for a big improvement on how their events are going to work. So they did take the feedback into consideration to make better events. But yeah, to kind of keep it short, that's pretty much it. I have added a Discord, and I will put the link to it in my description if anyone wants to join it. I am going to try and be pretty active in it and try and use it as my main talking place for all the gotchas that I play, because I had been going into all the other ones and talking with people in them, and it's really hard to manage all the different Discords. So I just thought, okay, I'll just add my own central one for now and let people come in. I still need to add a lot to it. It really just has the text channels and a couple of voice channels, but I do plan to add bots here in the future. But yeah, if you like my content, if you like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps, and thanks for watching.